All right, welcome back, Success Snappers. I've decided that's what I'm going to call you listeners. Success Snappers. Now, if you're looking at me on YouTube, I'm looking kind of dark and sinister. I don't know why. I'm trying to get this light to work. I'm a radio girl. I'm a podcast girl. I don't know about this video stuff, so just work with me. I have a great guest today. Um, Bracha Goetz is here, and she is a Harvard educated woman who took a totally different career path. And we want to talk about that because the definition of success, we talk about how it changed, how it mutates, how it grows. And Bracha is a really good example of that. But before we start, you should know that today's show is brought to you by the Success Snap Nation. I can pronounce my own show. I can't. It's the Success Snap Nation, and that's a private Facebook group that I've started for people who want motivation, encouragement, and just feel good stuff. There's so much negative stuff on social media. This is a positive place you can go. You can get a laugh, you can get encouragement, you can meet great people. It's Success Snap Nation. So if you can go there, sign up, it'll be great. Now, Bracha Goetz is here, and she's the author of over 40 books for children. And they help children kind of spiritually, they help them learn lessons. If you've got kids, if you've got grandkids, you want to get them in touch with Bracha's books because they're very helpful. Now, when you hear about a children's book author, you often don't think of a Harvard educated graduate, but that's what Bracha is. So, Bracha, welcome to the Success Now. Did you like the way I said that? And
I
that
love it. Love
That's
it.
my highfalutin accent.
Love
So,
it. You're always a lot of fun, Karen. I love it. Thank you.
so welcome, Bracha. You have such an interesting story, and I love what happened to you at a party, at a Harvard party. So, tell everybody about that story because I think it's so interesting.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was invited to what I thought was like, oh my gosh, like the party I'd always wanted to be at, a garden party. Beautiful day in May with all these like the children of the most famous and powerful people in the world. What was I doing there? This was not my kind of people. It was like I just tried to keep my eyes open to like see everything. What I saw, people with glasses, ice cubes, clinking, and looking beyond who they're talking to. They were looking for something more too. I felt like I got to the peak, the top of the mountain, and guess what? There was nothing to see up there. They're the same kind of people just like you and me. No difference. And they were bored and they're looking for more. So I realized right then, this is it. There is nothing up here. I got to see it. Like like many times we go after illusions our whole lives, I feel like I was blessed early on in life to get to see there's nothing up there with the fame and the wealth and the power. It's not worth going after. That's not where happiness is. That's not real success. That's it. what happened at this party on this beautiful day in May is that it started pouring. There was a tremendous thunderstorm in the middle of everything. It was so beautiful. The skies filled up with storm clouds and the whole party got washed out. And I'm like, all these famous rich people, they can't stop the rain from coming down on their party, you know? There's something more. I have proof. What is it? I don't know what it is yet, but I know this is not it. That's what I learned that day.
You know what I learned a long time ago, and it's kind of helped me keep a level head wherever I've gone. And it's this: everybody poops. Everybody poops. Everybody gets to the point where they really have to go to the bathroom. And it doesn't matter if you're a president, if you're a leader of industry, at some point you're going to poop. And
Yeah.
it's going to be the same way that poor and homeless people poop, that
Yes.
you and I poop. It's the
Yes.
same thing. And
Yes.
so, unless you can do something magical, you're pretty much the same as me.
Exactly. You've got it down with that one word. You take away the fear. You take away the fear of anybody. Everybody is as awesome as anybody else. And and our bodies are really as decrepit as anybody else. I mean, like, we're all going to turn to dust in the end, you know? And we're all the same. So that's it. We're connected really with a spiritual kind of energy. That's what makes us awesome. That's the awesome part of us. We're just housed in these bodies that, they do deteriorate. We try to keep them healthy as much as we can because that also helps our souls to shine if we keep our bodies healthy. But the truth is, we're all the same. Nobody's greater than anybody else, but we're all great. We all have this awesomeness to us. It's invisible, but we all have it.
It's there for all of us. So, what did you do? What were you planning on doing before you had this epiphany? And how did this epiphany change you?
Well, I got even more miserable after that because I felt there's nothing here, but I don't know where there is. What is the purpose to life? I got to this point and I got to see this is nothing. So I was striving like for years, searching for wisdom. That's how I ended up at Harvard, working really hard, learning a lot, studying hard. And then I found, okay, this is not it. This is not where the wisdom I'm searching for is. I went on to medical school. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. But meanwhile, I was getting sicker and sicker inside with food addictions, and I was creating my own prison. Why was I having these food addictions? I actually write about it in my memoir. It's called Nourish the Soul, Filling the Emptiness Within. This is the new edition. It's about I was desperately hungry, desperately, genuinely hungry, but it wasn't for a physical thing. All addictions, we try desperately to fill the emptiness within with physical things, but that's not what it is. It's a spiritual hole. And until we learn how to nourish our hungry souls, then we're perpetually hungry. And it becomes more and more desperate. That's how it became for me. What happened was I had a 6 week break after my first year of medical school. I went to Israel. I searched for my roots. I found my lost heritage, and it actually the wisdom filled my hungry soul. So then I wondered, why are the food addictions going away? What's changed? And that's when I put it together because I'd finally nourished my soul with what it needed. And since then, I've learned it's all about gratitude. It's about living a life of gratitude. That's the deep wisdom that I absorbed from my heritage, and it's really open to everybody. Um, I learned about It's called the pleasure ladder, and there's 5 rungs, which are like our 5 fingers. Each of us can bring pleasure into our lives at any moment. Why was I overeating? Why was I having these binges? Because I felt there was a scarcity of pleasure in my life. So when you experience the pleasure, you just want to keep stuffing it in because you're afraid there's not enough other pleasures in your life. When you recognize the abundance of pleasures available to us every minute, then you're not takes away that fear again. It takes away that sense of control that you have to have, and you can trust in life again.
Wow, that's amazing. And so, how do you get that across through your books? How do you get that across to young people? Because I think, so many of us have this epiphany at when we're older, once we've lived a certain amount. But it seems to me if you could get a kid and convince that kid, you know what? It's not about how much money you make. It's not about what address or what zip code you live in. These are the things that's important. How do you get that across to a kid?
Exactly. You I instill through the books, we're instilling gratitude in children as early in life as possible so they don't just take everything for granted. Here's my newest children's book is called Don't Read This Book. It's about that voice. We all have this voice in our heads. It's telling us, "Oh, if you just get that toy, you just get that candy, then you'll be happy." Right from the start, we all have this voice, and we learn in here. Guess what? Recognize that voice. We've all got it. And you say to that voice, "Oh, it's you trying to make me miserable." Guess what? I'm going to be grateful for what I have right now. I got these 2 arms. I'm breathing. I have eyes that can see. I already have so many toys. I have good food to eat. My life is so filled with great things. And we train ourselves again and again. And you know what? It takes 400 repetitions to create a new habit. But if you do it joyfully, 10 to 20 repetitions, and you've got the new habit down. So create these gratitude habits. The habit of gratitude changes your entire life. And as early as possible in life, as we can instill this in children, it's the secret to happiness.
I kind of learned that at the turn of the century, because that's what we call the 2000s now. At the turn of the century, I had the opportunity with my job to go to South Africa. And we were working and interviewing AIDS patients and everything. And it could have been a very depressing trip. But the people that we met were grateful to be alive. They were grateful to have music to listen to. They were grateful. And it imbued their souls in a way that we don't have here. Now, I can come to America and have everything. I can have 8 million channels of TV to stream and watch. I can have the latest and greatest bed to sleep on at night. I can have everything and still be unhappy because it's that gratitude you talked about. It's that feeling of having what you want that makes the difference. And it makes such a huge difference. I mean, I looked at kids playing football next to a stream that they had to drink water out of that was so filled with trash that you could walk over it at several places. Animals were drinking out of it. But they had a happiness that I don't see too much over here. Do they need better? Definitely. Definitely. But it makes a difference, that gratitude. And I admire what you're doing because it makes a huge difference.
Yes, yes, we need joy more than anything. Spreading this joy, teaching the skills of gratitude early on in life is essential. And we can do it. Their souls are so open to this. We were placed in this amazing garden, but we've gotten really far away from it, like you're saying. But we can come back and appreciate. When we do, the colors come back to life. The world had turned gray for me, and now it's filled with vibrant colors again.
And that is a great place to end this interview. The world is a great place. It's full of vibrant color when you decide, and it is a decision
Yes,
to be grateful and
yes,
not. Another guest was on the show and she talked about how she met somebody who she was a writer, and she was like, well, I'm going to be successful. She was talking to a guy who said, I'm going to be successful when I get this award, when I reach this level. And she said, no, you should be successful now. You should enjoy your life now because you have little successes, you have little victories all along. Don't discount those. Appreciate them, bask in them, and then keep going up on your climb. And that is the difference. And I am so grateful to you, Brock. I knew after my hiatus, I'm like, I'm calling that Bracha back because she has a lot to say. And I am going to invite you back because I love talking to you. You're just a great guest, and I appreciate everything you say.
thank you. I feel the same way about you, Karen. You're a light and a joy, and I'm always happy to be back on your show. Thank you.
And just remember, everybody, if you're ever getting nervous around somebody, they poop the same way that you do. And if they poop and they look over and they're like, well, damn, that's the toilet paper, they still got to get up and run out and find that toilet paper the same way you do. It's the same thing. So, with that, I'm going to end this episode of Success Snap. Why can't I say the name of my show? You know what it is? I'm addicted to alliteration. My old podcast was Fun, Feisty, Fabulous. This one is the Success Snap. I'll get it. I'll get it there soon. But Success Snap, if you're listening, subscribe to the show, join our Facebook group, Success Snap Nation, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.